welcome to another reading vlog. This is a very special one because I am vlogging my journey through Becca's 48-hour bookoplathon. So super excited. I did her first 24-hour bookoplathon and was really successful. And I've also done her month-long one that she has hosted as well. So super excited. If you're not familiar with Becca and her bookopoly or bookoplathon, I will post or do her channel down below in the description box. But this readathon is super cool because you do not know all the prompts up front, which is very stressful, but it is exciting at the same time. So she rolled we're playing off of two boards, and she rolled the die for the first in her announcement video for the first two prompts. So we have a fantasy book was one of the prompts and a dark cover was one of the other prompts. So it's kind of up to you how you do this readathon, which I like that freedom too. You can pick one book that fits both prompts. You can just do one prompt with one book, or you can try and do both prompts with two different books. So, and then we won't know what the other prompts are. They're revealed every 12 hours. And what's even crazier this time is that she is doing it completely live. Literally having sprints, she has co-host sprints for the readathon, for the entire readathon for 48 hours. Someone will be live during sprints, which is just crazy. But I'm super excited. I'm looking like a hot mess, but you know, we'll make that work. So in a 40-hour readathon, you're not gonna look all pretty nice every minute of the time. But so for my plan right now is I definitely have one book and I have mine that I will be reading. It's a shorter book and it'll be for the dark cover, and I'm gonna be reading We Have Always Lived in This Castle by Shirley Jackson. This is like a horror hunted type house, I believe, maybe book. It's not long, which is why I picked it. It's only 140 something pages, so perfect for a 40th hour readathon. But of course on Goodreads it is listed as fantasy at all, so I can't double dip for this one, but I'm definitely going to be picking up this one probably first. Then for my fantasy, I have not even though we're going to be starting this within maybe 2 hours, not even, I have not solidified my fantasy pick yet, but I do have some options. I went through my bookshelf just to find some shorter fantasy novels, which isn't easy. So one is The Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. I've been really wanting to read this. I've had this for a while, and this book is not long. It's just over 300 pages, and it's YA, so I think I could get through this really quickly. My other option is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnell. I believe this is middle grade, so even though it is longer, I would hope it would read rather fast. My other option is Among the Beast and Briars by Ashley Poston. I have not heard tons of things about this book. The things I have heard, there are some mixed reviews on it, but there's an option. It's not a super long fantasy book. And my last option is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while, and this is Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashardust. This had a lot of hype when it came out last year, and again, it's not a very long fantasy novel. It's just over 300 pages, so very reasonably to get done in the amount of time that we're given before the next drop. I don't have to necessarily be finished with these books in those 12 hours. I have them obviously in the full 48 hours to read all the books, but my goal is to really have what I need done by the next roll so I don't get backed up, but we'll see. But definitely be reading this one. I think this is what I'm gonna start off with. I'm leading towards Undead Girl Gang. I guess we'll wait and see, but I'm excited. Let me know in the comments below if you participated in this and if you vlogged it. I would love to watch your vlog too. I love watching these vlogs, but I will check in later once it officially starts. I figured I'd do my introduction now, and then I will update you when I've actually read something. So see you soon. All right, we have officially started. It's like 8. There's Grayson. He's going to bed. It's like 8:15. Becca is starting her sprints, and there's over 1,000 people on them, which is literally insane. So again, I'm starting with the dark cover prompt with We Have Always Lived in a Castle by Shirley Jackson. I don't know, I feel like I did start this before and then stopped, so I'm hoping that's not a sign how this book is going to be. But yes, I'm in my basement because I'm also doing sprints on Nitty's channel, and I'm on live with them, so I had to come to my basement because I'm on since 7, and Grayson has still been awake. So I'm excited. I'm hoping to stay up at least till midnight, which will be a little bit hard because can't have caffeine, so I'm pregnant. So this will be an interesting journey without caffeine, but I'm ready. I'm excited. I have a group of friends that we are in a chat with to keep each other motivated, which I think will really help, and I think the sprints will help too. So let's get started. So it is just about almost 1 o'clock, and I finished my first book. And it was disappointing, which I had a really disappointing book last time I participated, so not a good sign, but I only gave it 2 stars. It just wasn't for me. Like, I just feel like I couldn't get into it. It just was really bizarre and strange, and I could see why people could like the book, but it just wasn't for me. I struggled getting into it. At the end, I ended up just kind of almost skimming the pages. I was like over it and just wanted to be done with it and move on to something else. If it wasn't so short, it was like only 145 pages, I probably would have DNF'd it, if that's kind of my mood that I'm in for that book. So not a great start, like rating wise, but at least I finished a book, and that was for my dark cover. And I will maybe start another book tonight. I haven't decided yet, but it is going to be fantasy, and I'm doing Undead, a Girl Gang is what I decided on. Pretty short book, so I definitely could get this done rather quickly. It won't be tonight, but I will maybe start a little bit tonight and then finish tomorrow morning in hopes it'll be done before the next roll at noon tomorrow for my time, but we shall see. So I will update you in a little bit. Hey loves, it is Saturday morning and I literally just rolled out of bed, which is why I just look this good, and why my lighting's kind of wonky, because I'm still tired and half asleep and don't want to use my ring light, so I just didn't plug it in, point blank. So but they have roll drops, so the roll drops worked out really well. Only thing that's kind of a bummer is the book that I was reading last night before I went to bed, The Undead Girl Gang, does not fit into either one of those prompts. So, but I'm not too sad about it because I only got like 30 pages in it, and I literally was like, my eyes were closing. I had to force my eyes to stay open. So I'm not really that far into it. So if I get to it, have time, I'll get to it, but I'm not too devastated because I literally just started it. So for the first roll, we had the Bookoplathon board, and it was a POC author or POC character in a book. Pretty vague, which I like the vague prompts. And then for the second roll, which is on Becca's 2021 Bookopoly board, the one that she uses just every month, and it was a contemporary. So as of right now, I have a book that fits both of these prompts. If I finish this one earlier before 8 o'clock, before the next roll drop, then I will pick another book that fits one of those prompts. But I'm going with a middle grade. Like, who am I to go for middle grade? But my goal was to read more middle grade this year, and give it more of a try. And we're reading Blended by Cheryl M. Draper. She wrote the book Out of My Mind, and I really enjoyed that book. So this is about a girl who is growing up and she struggles where to fit in. Her father is black and her mother is white, and so she doesn't feel like she fits into either society, as well as her parents are divorced, jumping in between 2 houses, and she struggles with her identity. So I'm really excited. The cover is really cute. I love the pink and white striped, and yeah, I just think it's a really cute cover. So it's not long. I mean, plus it's a middle grade book, so, and I think it's just like 300 pages or something like that. So I should be able to, I think it's like 300, yeah. So I should be able to get through this like really quickly. And I'm excited to read this book. I've had it on my bookshelf since, I want to say like the summer. So this again fits contemporary and POC, the author and characters in the story. We'll see how I go from here. And yeah, so plans for the day, it's actually gonna be nice out, so maybe I'll get to go outside and read some. And yeah, so I promise next time you see me, I will look presentable and the lighting will be better. But this is a vlog and we're just gonna go and roll with it. So I'll check in later. checking in. Obviously you saw it's literally beautiful outside today. I pretty much read the entire book outside, and I finished Blended by Sharon M. Draper. This was for the second role of a contemporary and POC, so I did combine them, just not knowing what I was, kind of how much I was gonna be able to read today. But I will be picking up something short, hopefully like a graphic novel, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But this book was literally perfection. It was so good. And if you forgot, this is about a young girl. Her name is Isabella, and she is struggling to really see where she fits in. She's at that awkward age of 11, and wow, just saw how crazy my hair is. I have not showered. Please don't judge. And her father is Black and her mom is white, and she feels like she doesn't know how to identify herself as she finds herself as part of the Black community, part of the white community. And her parents are divorced, and they literally go week by week of whose house that she is in. So she struggles with that as well. Doesn't feel like she has a home that she really, feels like she calls home. This story talks about racism. It talks about identity. It talks about police brutality and racism. And it is such a great, powerful book and approaches these topics for middle grade ages, I thought, so well. Like, I would 100% use this in my classroom. I teach middle school. I think it teaches so many powerful lessons, especially with what's going on in our world today. It's almost like a very, very, very watered down version of The Hate U Give. Not the same premise, but covers the same topics, the same issues. And I think this needs to be read by anyone, no matter the age. So clearly 5 stars. I don't know why I haven't read this before now. And it really does not have that many reviews on Goodreads. And if you're watching this vlog, if you get one thing out of this, pick up this book. Middle grade, it's a quick read. It's only like 300 something pages. Highly, highly suggest picking this up. So yes, great read after reading a book that I did not care for. So I'm super excited. So I still have about 3 hours or so before the next roll drop. We're making dinner right now, but I'm going to look. I don't want to start another novel per se. I'm going to look at my library, like ebooks, and see if there's like I'm trying to think, like maybe a graphic novel that I can read that would fit either contemporary or POC. But when I decide what I'm going to read, and I've read some of it, I will let you know. But such a good book. Please, please, please pick this book up. Read it. Even if you aren't a middle grade fan, still read this because it still covers topics that are not middle grade, but at a middle grade level. It's just so good. Read it. Okay. I'll check in later. Hey guys. So we are almost to the 24-hour mark, which means we get another roll drop soon. So I figured I would do just like a general reflection on what I've done so far. So there's been 4 prompts. I read 2 books for a total of 484 pages. And I'm actually working on a graphic novel, and I'm going to use it instead of double dipping for Blended for POC and contemporary. I am reading Speak, the graphic novel version of Speak, and it's really good so far. And I'm reading that, and that's going to be my contemporary. So I'll have 3 books out of the 4 prompts so far, so not bad. I'm nervous for what these new roll drops are going to be. I hope they're not bad. But I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm just going to continue finishing Speak, like the graphic novel, and then start the new book, or if I'm going to start the new book and then like go into read the Speak graphic novel like at a later time because I can read it really quickly. I guess it kind of depends on what the prompt is, but my hair's crazy. I just took a shower. So I guess it kind of depends on what these 2 new roles are and what type of book I'm going to have to read for that. If it's going to be a really chunky a book, then I'm going to want to start it tonight, like right at 8 o'clock for me, which is like midnight for them. Or I can afford to read a little bit more of the graphic novel and then jump into that. I don't know yet, but I am going to record my reactions to the drops of the rolls when it happens, happening on Gavin's channel, so this should be fun, and I'm super excited. So I have about 5 minutes before the drop, so let's hop over to their thing and see what happens. Okay, we're waiting for the roll drops. Gavin's about to do the video, so let's go and see. I'm nervous. So first will be the Bookoplathon board. So that's the first one. Those tend to be a little bit more in general because it was for the month-long readathon. So, oh gosh, they're playing the video. Here we go. A first book in a series. First book in a series. So I'm a little nervous because I don't know if I want to start a new series, but I do have books in mind. But oh gosh, okay, not what I was hoping for. But let's see what the next roll is. I'm nervous now. Because I am ready for the second roll. Okay, let's go. I'll just shut the screen again. And then, yeah, so this is the second roll. Okay. 21 board roll number 3 is a 9. We're at 9. And that is a chance card. Chance card is Confess by Colleen Hoover. So for a chance card, I put them like number the books and then I can like a random number generator and that's the book that I have to read, or I can put them like some like 3 books I want to read, 3 books I don't want to read, put them on a card and then pick and see which one I want to read. So start of a series and a chance card. I'm a little nervous, so I'm going to go look at my bookshelf, see what I have, and go from there. And I might just keep reading Speak because I don't know, I'm really nervous now. So I'll be back once I figure out what I'm going to read. Okay, so I have picked a book and I finished another book. So I finished the Speak, the graphic novel. And if you never read Speak, it's about a girl who is this summer but going into high school, and she's at a party and she is raped at the party. The book is one of my favorite books. I've read it multiple times, but I've never read the graphic novel, so I was really excited for that. The artwork for it is so good. I loved the artwork. And it's all black and white, super cool, really pretty, really interesting. I absolutely loved it. It is a little bit different than the story I felt at times. I gave it 4 stars, which I find graphic novels really hard to rate, but it was really good and it was great. So yeah, I don't really much to say about it because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have read the book. Maybe I'm wrong. It's by Laurie Anderson. And yeah, it was a good one, and I'm counting that as my contemporary. So I have read now 3 books, and the book that I'm choosing for my next one is Nevermore, the Trials of Morgan Crow. So I might be losing my mind because this is a thick book, but it is middle grade, so I'm assuming it will read pretty fast. This is the beginning of a series, which was the first prompt that was rolled. So it will count as that, and I do have a Twitter poll going on now for my book that is my chance card. If I get to it, I don't know if I will, but I will let you know what that is probably tomorrow. I'm going to let it go for at least a couple hours and see what wins. I have the Bromance Club on there, Girl, Serpent, Thorn, something like that. I have The Silent Patient, and I have one other. I can't remember it, but we'll see what wins on that. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. 3 books. I'm happy. So yeah, I'm going to start reading tonight. I am on the lives with Gavin, and I'll update you maybe before I go to bed. So I'll see you guys soon. Hey everyone. It is officially the start of the last stretch of Becca's Bookoplathon, which I'm kind of sad because this is one of my favorite readathons to participate in. I love just the mad chaos of it. But I have a lot of updating to do for you. I have to update you on what I read last night before I went to bed, and then I have to also update you on the new roll drops. So last night, like I said, I started Nevermore, the Trials of Morgan Crow. I got to just shy of 150 pages, which is not bad. It read really quickly. I mean, the size of the pages are pretty small, and again, it's middle grade, so I can't complain. If you're not familiar, I feel like a lot of people know what this is. It's about a girl, her name's Morgan, and she is called the cursed child, and she's blamed for like all these terrible things, and she's meant to die at a really young age at like this certain thing that happens. All the cursed children die at this certain event. I can't remember what it's called. But she gets taken away to like this academy type place, like a school, and by someone named Jupiter, and she will have to compete in these competitions to survive, which I believe you have to survive to be taken into the academy. But she's just exactly thankful that she is currently not dead at 11 years old. So I like this book. It brings me back to my childhood, to that series that I read as a child and grew up with, but don't have anything to do with it anymore because of the author. And this is kind of bringing me back to that, and it's awesome, and I'm really, really enjoying this. So yeah, but again, it is chunky, so I really gotta plow through it today. It is nice outside, so I'll probably just sit out and read. So the new drop rolls were, the first one for the Bookoplathon board was a book that is set in current day. And then for Becca's 2021 board, it was I believe it was a book that is not something you would typically read. So those might be swapped around, but either way, those are the two prompts. So I don't have anything currently picked out for. I could go a couple different ways. I definitely could do a graphic novel, which I know I read one yesterday and it would have fit for this prompt, so I'm kind of bummed. But which maybe I will switch if I can't get to something else, because I can use blended for 2 prompts for that one. But I don't typically read a lot of graphic novels. I enjoy them. I have a very small collection over here, which I just realized you can't see. But definitely I could do a graphic novel. That could be a contemporary one. I could easily do that, or come in recent day. I could do a nonfiction book, but that's maybe a little more difficult to get through quickly. But yeah, so even though I've read 2 middle grades for this readathon, I typically don't read a lot of middle grades, so I could play around with a middle grade book as well. But I'm just going to probably look on Libby, the library app, and try to find something. And when I need a break for this, or just I will pick that up and read that. But my iPad is dead, so I can't look. So I will update you once I have an idea of what direction I'm going into, but I will be definitely starting with this morning, and I'm super excited, so I will check in with you. Hey loves, so it has been quite a day. I have not really checked in, but I have been reading, I promise you. So I have finished A Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. That was a graphic novel. You saw it like in my little video that I put in there. And that counted for the last 2 rolls, and that was a set in current times, and then something that was not typically what I read, so it was a graphic novel. I have read this book before, but it was like in the novel form. The graphic novel though was phenomenal. Like, the images are just amazing. It brings the story to life. The graphics, the water, it's like almost like water paint. It looks like some of the pictures. It just was, if you have not looked at the graphic novel, please go check it out. It was so good. And it was a 5-star rate for me. So definitely recommend it. Then I have been working on reading Nevermore. I'm nervous. I'm not going to finish it in time. I have like an hour left, and I have a good chunk of pages left. It's been kind of a busier day. It's been so nice out. We took a walk and just had a little bit of family time since being Sunday, and my husband goes back to work tomorrow. I'm on maternity leave, so I don't have work, which is really nice. But I am definitely loving Nevermore. I just love the magical feels in this like competition, and I'm really enjoying it. So 1 hour left to go. I'm really sad, but I'm going to keep pushing through and see how much I can get done. And at the end, I will total up everything I've read, all the pages, and see how I did. So let's finish this last hour strong. Hey loves, so just took a shower, which is why I look crazy, but Becca's Bookoplathon is officially over. It's been 48 hours. It's been a crazy 48 hours, but it's been so much fun. So I was gonna do a nice little wrap up, look really nice and all done, and do it tomorrow, but I think this is more a representation of how everyone feels exhausted at the end of this. But I do want to go over, kind of wrap everything up. So I read a total of 1,327 pages in 48 hours. That is literally insane, but I'm really, really happy with that result. I read a total of 4.5 books. I did not finish Nevermore. I'm about 150 pages left in it, and I'm going to probably continue reading that tonight, because I am really, really liking it. But I read 2 graphic novels. I read an adult horror, and I read a middle grade, and I'm in the middle of another middle grade fantasy. So really, really proud of myself and everything that I did for this. And yeah, so my favorite book of all the books I read was a blended. Everyone needs to go read that book. It just is phenomenal. My least favorite book is We Have Always Lived in the Castle. I don't even remember the title because that's how unimportant it was to me. But that was my least favorite. It was a 2-star read, and Blended was a 5-star read. So really, really good reading weekend, I must say. But yeah, I had so much fun. I hope she does this again. I loved the live shows. Everything was just phenomenal. So congrats to Becca for another successful readathon. So if you participated, let me know down in the comments below. If you're exhausted as I am, let me know as well. And yeah, let me know if you did a vlog, how your reading went, and I definitely want to check all that out if you do post about it. So if you want to take this journey with me, please press that subscribe button. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you never want to miss any of my content, press that notification button. If you may have friend on any other social media platforms, all that information is down below. And yeah, stay kind, loves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Pretty up from the minute that I met you.